Howdy everyone, this is Nutz, and you're watching episode 16 of Kleines Land. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, we've done well for ourselves. We've done very, very well for ourselves. That is for darn sure. So, as you can tell by the little bits and pieces that you guys got, we did end up getting that tractor, or I should say that trailer. Yes, we did indeed. I wasn't quite sure how to use it at first, so when you guys first seen me using that, I was pretty much just dragging it along the ground. I'm going to send this guy back to the... Oh, where am I sending him to? Farmyard's good enough. Send him back to the farmyard. So we did end up... We leased it to begin with just because I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not, and it does. It does like a charm. I tightened down the straps. It did nothing, but you know what? It made me feel good inside. Oh, it was kind of weird because I was under the impression, like most wagons or trailers, you can go ahead and lower the back down, drive up onto it. That was not the case. This has a function where you just essentially lower the whole thing onto the ground. You drive, oh, it needs to be unloaded. You drive, in this case, the harvester directly up onto it, center it, turn it off, say a prayer, hook up your other tractor, and then take it back to wherever you need to take it. That's why we have the front weights on here. I wasn't sure how heavy it was going to be, how difficult it was going to end up being, but, you know, honestly, it wasn't bad at all. Let's see, where's this guy? He's over there. It really wasn't bad at all. The biggest challenge that we ran into with it was just the fact that, well, that's right. That's the edge of the map right here. So if you get right over here, it's like you're running into a barrier. The biggest challenge we ended up getting was this tractor, for as great as it is, it still is only 100 horsepower. So it was lacking a little bit in the horsepower department. It didn't necessarily light anybody on fire. It wasn't going fast by any means. It did get up to its normal speed. It just was not like a jackrabbit off the line, blazing speeds. I mean, you're never going to beat anybody with a 40 on that guy. So we're going to go ahead and actually stop driver. Current waypoint. Want to leave it at the current waypoint right here. I'm going to turn this on here. Current waypoint, so we can go ahead and unload this, and then we'll just send it right back at it. Yeah. Oh shoot. Well, that's not good. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, and we did a couple other things too. We did a couple contracts. I was waiting until you guys got here. So these are the contracts we had seen before. We're going to go ahead and collect all of those. There's nothing new, so we can't do anything there. We just have these two contracts. This is the one we're working on right now. And we will be doing any excess gets put over into the pig pen. So that's where all the excess is going to end up going. And from what I gather, we should be able to go ahead and put the grain that we have physically over there in that location, because it is for feeding pigs. It is part of the pig diet, I guess. All right, so we're gonna drive course. He should be fine getting himself right back on with that. Okay, well, we'll end up taking care of that a little later. That's no big deal. Come on over here. Now, this is what we end up having here. I set up an auto drive route. I tried getting as close to the edge as I possibly could, but what ended up happening was my mowing deck ended up getting caught on the fence in the original pass. This is where my original pass was, and it kept on getting stuck on the fence post, so I redid the outline of the map, or outside outline of this field here, and then redid it, and this will kind of be what it is. This is one of the only issues that I did see, is that it was not picking everything up the way I want it to in the middle here. But again, like I had discussed last time on doing the auto drive, or not auto drive, but doing a course play, it has its purpose, it has a place. If it can go ahead and get 90% of the work done and I got to take care of the last 10, so be it. I'm okay with that. But all in all, this wasn't a bad little experiment to see where we'd end up here, and so far it ended up pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, we actually did pretty good. He did pretty good, missed a couple spots, but you know what, like I said, it's not like we have to go back and do all this work anyways. So, just as a heads up to you guys, this episode is being recorded directly after the last one. There really has been no time in between, so if you guys left any comments, commented on my comments, commented on the comments, yeah, that's probably going to happen tomorrow in the future. Well, tomorrow is when this episode will actually be dropping. I did the last episode, finished the last one up on Sunday. It's still Sunday, and this guy's going to be dropping tomorrow. Or I should say, episode 15 will be dropping tomorrow. I hope you like it. I hope you do. I took a little bit different approach. I know it was slightly longer, but I wanted to try something out just to kind of see how you guys would like it. Getting a little bit more of the actual in-game action, more of the physical work that you guys are seeing. It does create a little bit longer of an episode, I find, to be able to get in everything that we want to get in, say all the things that want to be said. But yeah, so kind of looking at that general path that we are on, I would definitely say that, like I kind of had hinted at last episode, we are doing really good on cash. We're bringing in about $50,000 every day on average now. Some days are better, and ultimately that's just because we haven't done really any harvests either. So I mean, once we get harvests going here, then that's, or I should say selling a lot of these harvests, that's going to make an even bigger difference. We're going to be making more money. Ultimately, I really truly think we're going to be hitting the dollars and cents before we end up taking care of all the animals. If that's the case, that's the case. It's no big deal. I was really hoping, yeah, we can go ahead and tidy everything up in one nice little bow where everything's ending all at once. But come on, you guys have seen everything so far. You know that's not going to happen. Oh, man. Yeah, and like I said with this, I don't even care if this isn't getting everything in the field anymore. We're already getting a bunch off of this. We don't even have sheep yet. We don't have cows yet. We're still looking to get that stuff. We've racked up quite a bit of debt. We need to knock our debt down a little bit here. So I'm looking for probably pretty darn good profits over the day. But, yeah, I think that's kind of where we're sitting. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to finish up that other contract that we're doing. Yeah, because we have the 2 harvest contracts. We'll go ahead and take care of that. And I'm probably going to end up bringing you guys back in a little bit after that. This right here, if you guys, just as a second, if you guys are hearing any groaning and moaning in there, I got a little visitor in here. My dog's in here today, and she knows Mama's outside. She can hear Mama, and she doesn't like the fact that there's a door in between her and Mama. So, oh man, like I was gonna say, this field we're gonna go ahead and do hay in. I'm gonna try working out course play, see if I can get it to work. If I can get it to work, great. If not, I'm doing it. Oh boy, so I will catch you guys in a little while. Welcome back, everyone. How are you doing? Well, we have finished up our 2 harvesting contracts. Both were for corn, and both are going to the same location. So I'm not 100% sure how this is all going to play out. I guess technically we haven't finished the contracts yet. We're just in the process of finishing up harvesting field 7, which was the larger of the 2 contracts. I believe we should be making a pretty decent amount of money after this, but we're going to be taking the corn that we get from this, all the excess corn, and that's going to be going over and feeding our pigs. The good news is that the silo over by the pigs actually does take corn, so that helps out a ton. I have been taking that trailer over there. Actually, we'll come get this corn in the center here. I have been taking that corn right there, or that, not that corn, the trailer. Been taking the trailer over there, filling it up, running it over, dumping it off, and then coming back here and continuing to harvest. Yeah. Meanwhile, we finished taking care of our grass field. Now, this was kind of weird, because if you guys remember, I was talking about I changed the fertilization rate and how much fertilizer I spread. In theory, I had the field maxed out for fertilizer. Now, we'll go take a look at that field in just 1 second to see, or to show you guys where I actually all cut the grass. Because, oh, I missed that guy. We need to get that 1 stalk of corn first, otherwise that's going to bother me. It's going to just be pointing and laughing, and we can't have that. So let's get this guy really quick. Perfect. Alright, we'll pipe that out. We'll load this up into here, or at least load it into there. Turn this guy off, and then we'll come over here and take a look at this. Come over to the chickens. In the chicken coop. Alright, didn't see that coming. Alright, so as you can see, there was a strip along the edge here that I did set up a course play. It mowed pretty well, but last time that I mowed right up to the very edge, there was a ton of hay and stuff that went onto the other side, and it was a mess, and I couldn't handle it. So we didn't quite hit as close to the edge, as close to the maximum amount of hay that we'd actually be able to get. Like that right there, that's technically on my land. So is that right there. I cannot pick it up. So I don't even want to screw around with it, to be honest with you. And this was an oops. I was able to get this here, but I had to smash my front loader bucket right up against the fence just to pick the stuff up, going back and forth, and I didn't want to do that anymore. With that being said, you guys see how much we have here? It's almost the entire field. Now, what I did is I actually went back to a previous episode and found out that one of the times that we did the, not the max, but the recommended amount of fertilizer, we went and threw it into our bunker silo, and I ended up seeing that we had a total of, 53,397 liters of silage that we had made off of that. Now, that was that entire field. There wasn't any extra. It was nothing like that. So, with that being said, off that field that we just looked at, we ended up with, come in here, this contract's done. Oh, nope. Yeah, I actually hired a helper here. Okay, you can stop. You can stop that now. That was fun. We actually had a total of 49,347 liters. So I don't think if you factor in all the edges and what we could have got, I think our total would have ended up being right about the same. There wasn't much of a difference. So in this case here, it don't matter. Now, if we were going from nothing to the maximum that we'd have, then there'd be kind of a different scenario. Uh, because when you're working with slurry and stuff like that, it doesn't always give you the maximum amount of fertilization. So in this instance, that jacking that up, it would max it out in one application. So if we're looking at it that way, yes, slurry and stuff, it would work from what the knowledge that I know. But doing what we did had no impact whatsoever. So we wasted fertilizer. Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. We just wasted fertilizer. And it does look like that field has weeds in it. So what I'll probably end up doing here is, so I can finish up with the corn, I think I'll go ahead and get this guy set up to do the weeding over here. Let's get that off of there. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that. We'll get this guy set up to do weeding, and then we'll go ahead and take care of our corn, because I'm not sure how that's going to all pan out. Because like I said, we do have, I did end up storing everything in two separate locations. Field 10, which is the one that's closest to the main farm here, I took and put that corn over in our silo over here at this barn. But the other, that's right, I forgot it this last time. I forgot I have to put that front hydraulic on. This other stuff I put over by the pig shed. So we'll see how this all works out. I think it should work, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Oh man. Alright, like I said, we're gonna get this guy all set up, ready to rock. Ooh. Little confusion here. Yeah, we will get that set up, ready to go. And our field 5, which I think has soybeans on it, that is not ready to roll yet. It should be relatively close. Last I checked, it was on the last stage of growing, so we should see that sometime soon. Now, we did just have a great demand on Seaholm, whatever it is. If I remember correctly, that is the place where we take and sell our eggs. So we're going to want to check that out and see what the great demand is. Because if eggs have a great demand, well, you know what we're doing. Generate course, field 2. We'll just go around once and counterclockwise because that's the direction I'm facing. Looks good. Make it so. Hop on out. Oh, look at that. It's a thing of beauty. Now, let's go see what that great demand is, because that might judge on what we're going to do here. Oh, yeah, right there. All right. Milk. Milk is the great demand. And egg prices are going back down. So I have my fingers crossed that egg prices are going to go right back up, and this time hopefully they'll get up over 8 grand again, because that'll be great. And it does look like Angry LB has the higher value compared to the barn. The barn just isn't getting up there, so we might take a load or two of straw and sell it. I'm not sure. The only reason why I would want to sell the straw is just for, let's get back over here, is just for the purpose that we would want to, in the long run, pay off a little bit more of our debt. Other than that, there really is no reason to sell the straw. We need it for the animals. But other than that, you know, it really doesn't have much of a purpose for us right now. And because we already have so much of it, I know once we get animals or more animals, we'll go through it a little bit faster. but for the time being, honestly, I don't think it really matters too much. So instead, yeah, we're going to go ahead and just fill this load up here. And I'm not sure how this is all going to work, like I said, because we actually have 2 contracts going, and they are both for... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and jack the size of this trailer up too. That was one of the things I was going to do over here. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. I was going to say one of the things that I had in mind was to have a tool... Oh, my goodness. A little bit of a collision on that. I was going to have the tool chest over here so we could go ahead and modify things, change how things work. And I think we'll just go ahead and do that right now because I want to jack this thing up to its fullest amount. So let's go like this. We'll come over here. We will make a purchase, maybe. No. Back. Oh goodness, where is... Oh, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. And it's only $285, so it's not like it's intense or insane. And I think I'll go ahead and put it right here. Actually, let's go ahead and change... Nope, nope. There we go. Let's see. I think we're going to go like this. Nope. Come on. Come on, turn. There it is. I think I want it right here. So we can go ahead and work on things as we come up and then drive around here. I think that's a nice way of looking at it. I like doing it that way. Having stuff set up where it's right in the path of where you need to work, where you need to go. So we will hop out right here. Another one of these things that I was looking at doing is, oh, not that, customize, max this thing out to 12,000. One of the things I was looking at doing here is I was thinking about trading this trailer in for, let me see, which one was it? Let's get this started here, and then we'll go ahead and look back at the trailers here in just a second. But I want to get this guy up and rolling back on the way to Mule. I believe that's where this has to go, if I remember correctly. And then, like I said, we'll go ahead and take a peek at things. Alright, that's close enough. That should get me there. Alright, yes, it does have to go to Mule. So we come over here and we take a look at this. Now, we had leased this particular trailer one other time. When we were doing sugar beets, that's what it was. We did lease this guy. Now, if you take this trailer here and jack it up to the 2,000 liter level, I'm sorry, not the 2,000, the 8,000 liter level, that gives you 2 tiers. This one is at that same elevation. Now, with the harvester that we have, if we do 3 tiers on this, where you get the 12,000 liters, it's very hard to get underneath the pipe for offloading the grain from the harvester. 2 tiers is perfect. 1, obviously that works too, but 2 tiers is perfect. This is at that same elevation, and it does 14,000 liters. So I think this is going to be one of the next steps we end up taking. I'm not sure what we have back over here for trailers. Yeah, these ones are all nice. They all work just slick, but they are kind of expensive. This one here I've used before. It's super nice, but it is high, so that is kind of a problem. This one holds a ton, articulating front. I'd like to avoid that. And it also is kind of high, so I'm thinking that's going to be our best bet for right now. I was thinking about potentially getting some other mods, but I do like this trailer, so this one's probably going to be the one we end up getting. I'll probably take a peek, look around, see if there's any other trailers out there for us, but that's probably going to be it. Alright, let's hop on out of here. Get out of the way. Let's see, this guy is probably over... Where is that guy? What was he doing? Oh, that's right, he's weeding. I forgot about that. Okay, stop, driver. Stop, driver. Let's take a look at our map really quick and see where we are. Weeds. It looks like just in the corners here, so I'll just quickly hit the corners really quick. That's no problem whatsoever. I gotta undo that. And what I think we'll end up doing is I want to see how that turns out. Oops, come on. I want to see how that turns out, so we'll go ahead and at least do the one load, and then I'll probably let you guys go and get that finished up. And after that, we'll go ahead. I'm not sure where we're going to end up. I think we're... shoot. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure when I'll bring you guys back in after that, but probably close to harvest, or maybe if we get a boatload of contracts, maybe we'll come back in for contracts. Maybe it'll be after we get done with the corn. Obviously if there's a problem with things that are happening here, I'll bring you guys back in before that. But all right, so here's my dilemma. I don't know what's going to happen. There's a little spot. We'll take care of that too. Here's my problem. We have... Oh, that's right. That's the cultivating. We have these two contracts, Field 7 and Field 10. Both are for corn. Both need to go to mule. So, with that being said, I have no clue how this is going to work out. Is this going to fill up to 100% and then start paying me for the difference? I got to stop and then start pouring again. Is this one going to fill up and then all of a sudden this one's going to start filling up right away? No clue. No clue. We're going to find out what happens. I got my finger on the button to stop the offloading in case there's an issue. Because ultimately we don't want this to get messed up at all. It's going to take the whole thing. What's going on here? Is it dividing it between the two contracts? No, it just went to Field 7. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, it just did Field 7. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. So I will keep on doing that, guys. We'll see what ends up happening, and I will bring you back in a little while, I guess. Welcome back, everyone. Well, we have our answer. So what ended up happening was contracts on Field 7. That was the one, if you remember looking at the list of contracts, was the one at the top of the list, and then there was one right below it for Field 10. What ended up happening is it filled that contract completely, and then it automatically started filling up the contract right below. So it's not like I had to stop anything, start anything, do anything odd like that. It just automatically started on the next contract. So I don't know if anybody else has ever ran in that situation. I'm sure you guys have. If I have, it's been a long time and I couldn't remember how that all worked. Normally what I end up doing is I'm fairly paranoid about all that kind of stuff, so I don't put myself in a situation where I could potentially have an issue with one of the contracts. Alright, so what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to fill the rest of the corn up, and then you'll be able to see how much extra corn we had off of that. So as you can see down in the corner there, we had 9,794 liters of bonus harvest. Now, I ended up making, I think it was like $280 off of the corn that spilled over. So if we take a look at prices, $280. Let's see, that was at mule. Oh my gosh, that is a really good price. Oh, guys, it's killing me not to go ahead and sell it. Oh boy. Oh, but I said I wasn't going to, so that's it is what it is. But taking a look at that, that means we had right around 280, 200 liters that put in there. So if you think about it, we were right at 10,000 liters of bonus harvest that we got. Now, obviously, I'm going to turn this on for a second. So it is on the right side. Okay, good. Obviously, we don't know what the pigs will take here, but, at least they'll have a little bit of food for a while. Now, this trigger is absolutely ridiculous. There we go. I really hope that they do fix this at some point, because this is... You pretty much have to be sitting on top of it for it to work. Okay, so they took about 3,000 liters. That's good. That is good. And we're going to take care of the pigs, because the pigs were kind of hurting a little bit here. That's good. I don't think we have any soybeans. We have just that 100 liters of wheat. I'm not too worried about that. We are now up to 17 pigs. Hot dog. Gotta like that. I think we'll go ahead, throw some more sugar beets in there. I did throw some straw when I was monkeying around. But the biggest thing I want to do is I want to clean this area up. And this is absolutely weird, the way that this goes ahead and works for how... or I should say the area that the pigs can be making a mess in. Alright, yeah, this is kind of a cool view. Normally you can go ahead and rotate your camera angle, but it's not letting me. So it is what it is. We'll come up here, dump this off for just a second, just to get it out of the way. And then what we'll do is we'll actually go ahead and pick up that pig food and then come back out here and just dump it into that, because considering how poor that trigger is, I don't even want to mess with it. It's probably just going to dump it all right back on the ground. Alright, so shoot, caught on the fence, or on the post there. Alright, so we'll drop that, and we're actually going to go around from the other side. Now, one of the things I'd like to do here is I'd like to make a route coming along this way. So essentially, you have one way going into the farm and then one way out. Hopefully that'll kind of eliminate some of the things that I have going on here. Currently, I just have a loop for my auto drive right here. And I'll be honest, it's kind of a pain, so I'm going to fix this here. Huh, weird. Yeah, it just needs to be fixed. But as you can see, this is... I don't know. I think this pig shed's kind of faulty, because if you look, the pigs are making a mess way back here in an area that they can't even get to. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of this pig shed. I don't think if I ever had an oh, come on. If I ever had an option to do anything with this pig shed, I don't think I would. Just because it is pretty poor. And I'm not picking up anything. Come on. Okay, so... I don't even think I could take like a loading wagon or... Okay, the bucket wasn't down low enough. I was going to say, I don't even think I could take like a loading wagon or anything like that and come in here with it, because it wouldn't do any good. I guess... Here's a question for you guys. You go ahead and put down in the comments below. Do you like this cows? This isn't cows, but just say cows. The cow pen, sheep pen, horses, pigs. Do you like when they're in buildings like this, or would you prefer to have them when they're outside? Where they're pretty much all outside. All your triggers are outside. There's nothing out inside the building. Or would you prefer them to be inside of a building like this? Now, I could see the argument either way, because, okay, yeah, you could potentially have animals inside and outside. Oops. Not normally just one way or the other, but I don't know. I personally am not a huge fan of it like this. Dump the pig food into there. We'll probably go ahead and feed the animals here more a little bit in just a second, but I wanna go fill up their water really quick and then check on their stats. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I kind of put that in the wrong spot. It was a 50-50 shot whether it was going to be a water trough or a food trough because the water trough and the pig or in the food trough look exactly the same. So yeah, it is what it is. Now we do have our little bit of a pile of manure over there. So let's see what do we got in here. We got a little over 2,000 liters. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's all going to play out for us in the long run. Um, I would like to, yeah, I just wanted to refresh that so it'd see. And that actually, I don't know if it was because the time changed or whatnot, but we were at 8 hours and we're down to 7 hours and 45 minutes now for the next pig. So I'd like to kind of knock that down a little bit lower, but I don't think that's going to happen until we end up with more pigs. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what we got right there. Let's actually just turn that off really quick. Let's come over here. Where is he? Yeah, right there. Okay, we're gonna end this. Stop, driver. Stop. Stop. And we will send you back to the farmyard. And going to get over to this guy. And I am gonna stop. We ended up picking up a contract over here to plant cotton. I figure why not? Why not? We have the power. We have the ability. We only had one tractor sitting around doing nothing, so we might as well put it to work. I'm trying to keep a philosophy right now, not just because I'm out to make as much money as I possibly can, but the way I'm trying to look at it is if the tractor is not moving, it's not making me any money. Sure, it's not breaking down and getting any worn parts or anything like that, but it's not bringing in anything for the farm. And that's kind of what we need to have happen. We need to constantly have some sort of profit being made. Oh, by the way, that does remind me. The trailer that we had that was leased, I took and returned the trailer. I figure what we'll end up doing is potentially the next time more harvest contracts pop up, which we'll take a look at that in just a little bit here. If there are more harvest contracts that do pop up, we'll probably look at outright buying that thing because price-wise it wasn't much to lease. And if you think about it, we we ended up making, oh geez, how much was it? About $4,000-5,000, I think, something like that, just by going over there and doing those contracts. So obviously, if we're not selling the bonus crop, it's not going to get paid off as fast. But if you think about it in terms of, okay, we're not having to buy food, the animals, in this case the pigs, are going to give us a byproduct that we can go ahead and sell or use or whatever, even pigs themselves, sell the pigs themselves. We take a look at it that way, then we're making out pretty darn good. Now, me personally, like I said, I really never thought about it until not that long ago that if you go ahead and break down the prices by liter, pig food, animal food, whatever, fill in the blank. Pretty much once you get to hard economics, that's when it makes more sense for you to hold on. The contract's finished here. It makes financial sense. Let me put it to you that way. It makes more financial sense to go ahead and keep your own crops and feed your animals with your own crops because your crops are worth so little because the economics are just set at what they're set at. Yeah, like I said, it was quite some time that I've been playing the game before I realized, oh, yeah, I should be selling most of my crops, which I'm okay doing what we're doing here. I'm going to actually send him to the farmyard. There we go. Send him back to the farmyard. Let's take a look at the contracts. Complete. We do have 2 more cultivating contracts. We might as well jump on those since we're here. We'll end up having that guy take care of them. The other one isn't going to be able to handle it. Let's get back over here and take a look at our pigs. And what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to end up feeding the pigs some more sugar beets. Now I'm going to throw down a little bit more straw. And that's pretty much going to be it. I mean, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and give this episode a wrap. We got a bunch of stuff done. We got our 2 large harvest contracts taken care of, giving us access on corn, which is going to be great for our pigs, especially the corn, because the corn, if you take a look at, let me go ahead and get this thing lined up here. You take a look at the corn, and you look at the percentages of what matters the most, corn raises the effectiveness 50%. That's higher than everything else. Sugar beets, almost nothing. I'm aware of that. I know that. But sugar beets with 1 harvest, you can make a ton. They're just an incredibly high yielding crop. So if you look at it that way, it just makes tons of sense to do those because they're just worthless as is. So guys, at this point, I want to say, hey, if you liked what you seen, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. I really would. Oh my goodness, I'm crashing into things. I would appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and turn your notifications on so you know when I'm back at it, when I got a new video dropping. Oh my goodness. What else is there? Smash that subscription. I would appreciate it. That's right. Make sure you go ahead and you share this. If you want, you don't have to. You know who would want to see this. I don't have to tell you. Guys, I tell you what, we've done a lot. We got a lot done. Oh my goodness. Thanks for stopping by.